Aries, what's going on with you? Come on in, have a seat, make yourself comfortable. My name's Alan Hill from UnknownTruthTarot.com. Welcome back to another Aries love reading. In this Aries reading today, we are going to take a look at the status of the love connection between you and your romantic person of interest here in January 2025. I'm going to get one card for the shared energy that's affecting you both. I'm going to get 3 cards for you, Aries, 3 cards for your person, and then I'm going to clarify everything with the second deck, just to make sure we can get down to the bottom of the unknown truth about what's really going on in this love connection of yours. So let's get started with this Aries reading. Let's get one card for what's the mutual point of interest between Aries and their romantic person of interest in January 2025, please. Feels like we got a lot to talk about already. That felt like an explosion there. About lost 4 or 5 cards, it felt like. What's going on with you, Aries? How you been doing? What's going on with Aries as it relates to their romantic person of interest and the connection between the two of them? Let's get 3 cards total. Okay, time out. Relax. See, there's like a lot trying to come out here. What do we have going on? Let me make sure nothing else flipped over there, because that did feel like it. All right, what's going on with your person, Aries? Let's take a look at Aries' romantic person of interest. What's going on with them as it relates to Aries, this connection? You two are going together. Person got an extra card, which is not surprising with everything that I felt trying to get these sets out here. Overall energy of this reading, Aries, the World. This is the final card of the major arcana. This represents the completion of cycles and at the same time the beginning of the next cycle. So this is an ending and a new beginning at the same time. It can indicate travel over great distance. In terms of zodiac signs, this would represent the 4 fixed signs: Leo, Taurus, Aquarius, and Scorpio. Okay, it's looking like we're talking about some sort of an ending here, with the ending and the new beginning at the same time, and then the Queen of Swords right behind that. This is Libra energy. This is she who knows the truth. She's about speaking the truth on something, but then she's also about cutting off the thing or the person that isn't in your best interest anymore. In a relationship context, most of the time, this talks about the severing of a connection here. Yeah, definitely. I got 8 of Cups behind that. Pisces energy of emotionally detaching and then physically detaching and walking away. The person's walking away from 8 full cups of love because they believe there's something better out there for them. Now, this could be taken a couple of different ways. This could represent someone thinks the grass might be greener on the other side of the fence, so they're detaching and walking away to go find out if it is. That's how I'm taking it. Like, that's even with what I'm seeing out here in your person's energy. I'm not going to get too far ahead of myself too fast, though. That's the gist of what this reading is going to talk to me about. If we have to come back to that more to clarify, we will. This mutual point of interest is shared energy that affects both of you in some way here in January 2025. It doesn't always affect you the same way. Sometimes they do this and you feel the consequences of it, or vice versa. Sometimes they say or do something and then you react this way, or vice versa. Sometimes it's some external thing happening. But the shared energy between the two of you in January 2025, Aries, is the 6 of Swords. This is Aquarius energy of moving forward into calmer waters. It's about leaving the rough, choppy waters of the past behind you and moving away from something and moving forward into the future. Typically, what you're moving away from is the 5 of Swords, which is a mentally and psychologically painful situation or event, a betrayal, a winning at all cost mentality. It's something negative that's painful. At its core, 5 of Swords is mentally and psychologically painful, whatever it is. And this is about moving away from that, moving away from pain and forward into the future. There's an implied choice that comes with this, though. And you can't change something in the past that's already happened that was hurtful. And in this stage, something painful has already occurred. You can't change that because it's done. What you have control over is the future moving forward. And this has an implied choice of, do I carry the burden that this painful thing has caused into my future with me so it continues to weigh me down and hold me back? Or do I carry forward the lesson that that painful thing taught me so that something like that doesn't happen again? So I've got ending all over. Yeah, ending all over the place here. Even behind this Eight of Cups, I've got the Ace of Swords, the sword you would cut something away with. I've got ending of a cycle, beginning of a cycle, what looks like speaking the truth and then severing a connection. There's walking away, detaching, and the sword that the Queen of Swords uses to cut things off. And now I've got this leaving something behind, moving away from it, and moving forward into the future. So I'm going to clarify that and see what this is trying to tell us. Tell me more about the Six of Swords, please. Why is that the shared energy affecting Aries and their person of interest? Yeah, the sun landed on the floor face down. That's pretty telling right there. Let me make sure nothing else flipped. On the bottom of the deck, Death. I don't know why I said 10 of Swords. Very similar energies, but I don't know why I said 10 of Swords. This is the Scorpio Major Arcana card, Death. It represents the ending of something dying, so it can be reborn again a different way. This is an ending that usually has a painful transition period afterwards, or a painful transformation process afterwards. And then I've got the moon right behind that. This is Pisces energy. This is fear, worry, and anxiety, usually from uncertainty. Like, I'm not sure if this is dead and over with. I'm not sure if I should move away from this and leave it behind. I'm not sure if we've reached the ending and now I'm starting a new cycle without them, or are we going to restart a cycle together? I'm not sure. And just that level of uncertainty, it can cause fear, worry, and anxiety. Just like not knowing, am I on the right path for me or not? Did I make a wrong turn somewhere? The other thing the moon can represent, excuse me, is when the moon's out, it's dark outside. Your eyes can play tricks on you. So it can represent illusions. It can represent something being hidden in the dark, something that you can't see, that you don't know about. It can even represent a secret being kept. And what's behind that is the Nine of Pentacles. This is Virgo energy. This is a singles energy. This is like, with you or without you or in spite of you, I can take care of myself. I'm single. I'm self-sufficient. I don't need you to physically or financially take care of me. I can do all that on my own. That doesn't feel like what's secret. It feels like it's out in the open and known that there's something bad wrong. It looks like we've already split ways here, parted ways. There's something still hidden about what that entails, though. And this Nine of Pentacles isn't always just a single energy, meaning like someone is single. A lot of times I'll get this card when someone's not single, but they present themselves in the physical world as if they are. And that could be a reason to keep something secret. I'm like hiding the fact that I was already acting single when I wasn't. Now, it also could be that this has died and you have a lot of fear, worry, anxiety, uncertainty about what to do now that you're by yourself. I've got the Eight of Swords behind that, which is Gemini energy of like thinking in circles about something. It's like grinding on something over and over and over again, and just like this repeating loop where you can't quite shut your mind off. And the person's blindfolded, which means that there's stuff missing. There's information I don't have. I can't see everything. I don't know all the details. And I'm feeling stuck because I'm not sure what's the right move to make. I'm not sure, am I on the right path or not? I'm not sure where to step and where it's safe. And it's about like not knowing is what's keeping you grinding on something. And feeling stuck and trapped and blocked and like stuck in your head and overthinking something. And when I clarify this idea of leaving something behind and moving on, I get the King of Swords, the Sun, which landed on the floor face down, and then Justice. Two very similar energies here wrapped around this Sun card that feels like something's off with it here. Very like decision-oriented energies, truth-oriented energies. The King of Swords is Aquarius or Gemini energy. This is a decision maker. This is someone who's very smart and logical and rational and analytical And when they make their decisions, they throw their emotions out the window. This is like logic and reason based decision making. I'm going to decide not on how I feel or how anyone feels, but based on the truth and the facts and what I can see right in front of me and what I can verify. And I'm going to decide based solely on that. I'm going to do what's best for me or best in this situation, very logically. It can feel like somebody who is emotionally distant or emotionally detached. I did see the 8 of Cups here, 3 cards deep in the overall energy. It's also the counterpart that goes to this Queen of Swords here. In the Cup suit, you get King and Queen of Cups, and those are like counterparts, like two people that are like together in emotions and love, and they build the 10 of Cups. Like the King and Queen of Pentacles build the 10 of Pentacles, and they represent like husband and wife or committed boyfriend, girlfriend, people that live together, going down the path toward building a life together. The King and Queen of Swords are different. They build the 10 of Swords, which is the ending. So these are two people that used to be together. And it's in the mix with all of these cards that are talking about ending, walking away, cutting off, moving away from. I'm feeling like that's what's going on here, and somebody's being distant and probably maybe cold and calculated feeling. This is also represents common sense and logic and reason, probably telling you something here. Sun is in the center of all this. This is the Leo Major Arcana. This is the happiest card in the deck. It's happiness, joy, bliss, harmony. Could mean that you have a lot of happiness attached to this connection. Could mean that there was at some point happiness in the center of the connection. If you look at the solar system, the sun is in the center and the planets are in orbit around the sun because it has all this gravity and we can't escape from it. And this is like, could be the connection has a lot of gravity to you. It's telling that the happiness card shot out and landed on the floor face down. It's almost like happiness is like been ejected here. And there's this idea of like moving away from something painful and forward into the future, hopefully toward more happiness. But logic is telling you something here. And then we have justice on the other side. This is the Libra Major Arcana card. It's the most powerful card of balance in the deck. It's about doing the right, fair, just thing. The sword that's in this card is that Ace of Swords that we see 4 cards deep. And here it's used to cut away something that's not balanced, so balance can be restored, and then the right, fair, just thing can happen, like what's supposed to happen can happen. This card shows up when something unfair or unjust or unbalanced is happening, and this is pointing out the need to correct it. Okay, that's the shared energy affecting you both. I will come back to this as I go through your energy, Aries, because then I'll be able to see more about how it relates to you. I'll come back to it again as I go through your persons for the same reason. That's the shared energy, your energy in the connection, Aries. Your first card is always the most important. You got the 7 of Pentacles. Central to your energy is the Page of Swords. And your final card is the Sun from the other deck. So there's definitely happiness here for you. This 7 of Pentacles is Taurus energy. It represents a period of time for one of two reasons. A, it can be a period of time where you're pausing to reflect and take stock of this connection, take stock of the whole situation you're finding yourself in. And this is about looking at the seeds that have been planted and trying to decide, is this ever going to grow into the 10 of Pentacles that I really want? This combined together life, this maximum stability and abundance. Is it going to turn into that? Is this worth continuing to invest my time, effort, and energy into it? Or is this a spot where maybe it's not going to pan out the way I want? Maybe it's time to cut my losses and move on. So this can represent that period of time where you're contemplating that type of stuff. It could also represent B, like a period of time where I'm waiting on these seeds that I've planted on something to like fully develop so I can get something out of it. So like if you plant an apple tree in your yard right now, you're not going to get apples tomorrow. There's a lag time from when you plant the seed until it grows and fully develops and you can harvest from it. And that can be what this represents. Could be that you've been waiting on a new cycle to start between the two of you. It could just also be that this has ended and you haven't quite moved on yet, at least at this stage of your energy, because there's still this happiness in the middle and there's this idea of trying to balance something out and make it right. and maybe even putting a lot of thought into that. But this is a period of time here. Let's clarify that. Why have we got this Seven of Pentacles? I just had the Three of Wands flip upright and show itself to me, but not actually come out. So that energy is present. It just doesn't shoot out of the deck. The Three of Wands is an energy of waiting. Like, I know what I want and I expect what I want's going to happen. It just hasn't happened yet, and I'm kind of waiting on it. And I'm clarifying a card that's about a period of time where you're waiting on something to pan out. Or contemplating, do I continue waiting or do I cut losses and move on? Because underlying that energy is the Six of Swords, and that is the shared energy that's affecting you both. Moving away from something painful, moving forward into the future. But there's that implied choice. Do I carry the burden that this painful thing has caused with me so it keeps weighing me down? Or do I carry forward the lesson this painful thing taught me so it doesn't happen again? There's definitely a moving away from each other here. This behind the Six of Swords is the Five of Pentacles, Taurus energy of abandonment. This is being cast aside, being left out in the cold, being discarded, like walked away from. This is a breakup energy. And behind the breakup is this Page of Pentacles, news and messages and communications about some physical opportunity presenting itself. This can even be a person, because the page is the least developed of the court cards, it can be a person who has a plan for their future, but it's like an early stage plan, not a fully developed plan. But that's coming like behind the scenes of this like moving away from type of an energy. And then there's that Three of Wands that wanted to come out but didn't, waiting on something. I don't know if this is you contemplating leaving because you have some other source of happiness that you're trying to move to. I'm hoping that's what it is, and it's not this person. I don't know, man. The opportunity that this would be communications about. I'm getting ahead of myself, but your person's last card came out as 2, and one of those is the physical opportunity presenting itself, and their central energy is a new beginning in love and emotions, another opportunity there. Okay, when I clarify this Seven of Pentacles, Aries, I get the Nine of Wands, the Ten of Wands, the World again, and there's another opportunity here. So it's possible you've got an opportunity as well. Nine of Wands is Sagittarius energy. This is a walled off defensive energy. It's also an energy of healing. This is the wounded warrior, and he's been hurt, which is why he's built this wall around himself. It's a defense mechanism. It's his way of protecting himself so he doesn't get hurt again. The problem with the wall is, like, sometimes this can just represent a barrier that's in your way. Sometimes this will represent a person who's like hiding behind this wall because they think they're protecting themselves from getting hurt, but it's just sticks in the ground. Like, if you wanted to hurt this dude, you could barrel right through those sticks and hurt him, no problem. So the walls that we build don't really keep us safe like we want them to, but they do make pretty damn good fences to keep us walled off away from the thing that we actually want. So I don't know if this is trying to tell me that you've been hurt and this whole idea of like waiting on it to pan out is kind of like wearing you down. Or if you're waiting on something that isn't coming because they've got their walls up, or there's something in the way. Either way, the next card is the Ten of Wands. So we're escalating in this energy. This is more Sagittarius energy. It's a heavy burden being carried. I've said Sagittarius a couple times. I've got the 4 fixed signs here. I've got a little bit of Libra, a little bit of Pisces, some Taurus, some Aquarius or Gemini, some Leo, some Libra, some more Aquarius 2 times, more fixed signs here, more Leo out here, a little bit of Aries out here, a little bit of Cancer out here. You could be dealing with any of those signs. I probably just named them all off right there without realizing it. But in a collective reading like this, it's almost impossible to pin down exactly who you are dealing with specifically, because I'm not tapping into your energy as an individual person like I would if I was doing a personal reading for you and it's just you and me. Here I'm tapping into a collective energy of thousands of Aries people all at once. So because I'm not necessarily able to tell exactly who you're dealing with, I'm going to keep calling these signs out as they stick out to me like that, just in case they mean anything to you. But this is Sagittarius energy. It's a heavy burden being carried. It's something weighing you down and holding you back. Now, this is a 10, and 10s are completions. The World is a completion energy. The World is actually the next card I'm going to show you next. Completion all over the place right here. All this moving away from energy. This is supposed to be the spot where you lay this burden down and move forward without it. People don't always do that, so I'm just letting you know. Like, this center of shared energy that's affecting you both, and it's still here on the bottom of the deck right now, is about, do I carry the burden that this painful thing caused into my future with me so it keeps weighing me down? Or do I lay the burden down and move on without that and carry the lesson forward instead? Sometimes the burden is the other person. Sometimes it's a matter of, look, I'm moving forward, dude. The only question is, am I bringing you with me or am I leaving you behind? I think that's where we're at here. Like, that might be what you're actually contemplating. The World, again, ending of a cycle, beginning of a new cycle. Hopefully this is the ending of this burden that you're carrying and the beginning of a new cycle where you have this new opportunity present itself. Fixed signs: Leo, Aquarius, Scorpio, Taurus. This Ace of Pentacles is a new physical opportunity presenting itself. It's something tangible, something you can touch. It's got the potential to grow into the 10 of Pentacles, whatever this is. What's concerning is that card is also on your person's side over here. So I don't know. It's very common that this whole first column ends up being a lot of their baggage showing up over here because whatever they have going on is affecting you, at least energetically. And I can't tell yet if this is you receiving an opportunity, probably requiring you to end the cycle with them first. It's probably why I saw death. That's another thing death means. It's sometimes like a new thing is trying to come into a person's life, only it doesn't have room to fit because the place it belongs in is already occupied by something else, and the thing occupying the space right now is dead already. You just haven't released it and let it fall away yet. And in order to make room for the new opportunity to actually show up and fit into your life, you have to release the old thing and like free up the space. You know, like you got to uninstall some shit before you can put the new app on your phone, kind of a deal. In this case, it looks like you would probably have to uninstall them, even though there's some level of happiness. This like feels like common sense and like what's right is telling you that's what needs to be done. Could also be saying that this is their opportunity and that's part of the burden and why they're ending the cycle here. Either way, central for your energy, Aries, is the Page of Swords. This is news, messages, and communication sometimes. Sometimes, and more often, this is an energy of a person who's trying to learn something or figure something out. Like doing some thinking about something, doing some analyzing, some research, some snooping around, some asking questions. What I'm doing right now qualifies as the Page of Swords because I'm snooping around in your guys' relationship and your energy here. This can be like you snooped around and figured something out. It could be you're just trying to figure something out. So let's see what we got going on here. Tell me about the Page of Swords. Why is that central for Aries energy, please? King of Wands just tried to show itself but not come out. I guess it actually did. It didn't try, it did. King of Wands knows exactly what he wants, and he doesn't take no for an answer. And he's also the pinnacle of the wand suit, which is about passion and desire. Underlying this Page of Swords, trying to figure something out, I got this Page of Pentacles again. Either early stage plan for the future, trying to figure out what to do. Another, it's like an early stage thinking type of an energy. So this could be like putting together a plan to get what you want here and being at the beginning stages of that. It can also be communications happening about this physical opportunity. And then there's waiting behind it. This is Aries energy. This is like, I know what I want. I've chosen the path that gets me there. I've chosen the path I'm leaving behind. I'm taking steps down this new path, and I'm taking actions trying to manifest the thing I want. This is early stages of manifesting. And I believe what I want's going to happen. It just hasn't happened yet, and I'm waiting on it to materialize. I'm waiting on it to happen. And then there's this Six of Swords again, like the moving away from a painful thing, moving forward into the future. It's the shared energy. So this is now starting to look like you contemplating, do I stay or do I go? And still trying to figure that out, an early stage plan being formulated and waiting to leave it behind and move forward. And I don't know if that's because you still have happiness tied to this, or if this is still their energy kind of showing up over here because it's affecting you. I see clearly that they have two distinct opportunities and one that's on their mind a lot. When I clarify Page of Swords, Three of Pentacles, Two of Pentacles, Four of Pentacles. Now, what are the odds of that? 3, 2, and 4 of Pentacles. All three are Capricorn cards. They're just out of order slightly. I got the 3 and then the 2 and then the 4. Something isn't thought out all the way yet on your side, or isn't figured out all the way yet. I'm not exactly sure what that is. It seems to be physical pentacles here. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 in Pentacles. That would be like physical stuff, maybe logistics, maybe like, I don't know. This Three of Pentacles is teamwork, collaboration, working together as equals to build something of value. Typically, this is laying the foundations for the 10 of Pentacles, where we're working toward like combining lives together. But there's some sort of a barrier there with that, or someone has their walls up related to that. And this could be trying to figure that out, trying to figure out, is there teamwork here or not? Two of Pentacles, going backwards. This is a decision. It's a choice between these two physical things, these two physical opportunities here. And it's like 1 foot in, 1 foot out, off balance, not fully decided kind of an energy, where I'm weighing my options and I'm looking at pros and cons and I'm asking questions like, do I stick this out and stay, or do I leave it behind and move forward? Can even represent someone juggling two people. There's a burden attached to this off balance. There's a burden attached to this decision, this choice between these two things, and I can't have both of them. And then the final clarifier here for you trying to figure something out is this Four of Pentacles, more Capricorn energy. This is holding on tightly to something and not wanting to let go of it. It's right beside the ending of a cycle and the beginning of a new cycle. It's kind of hard to start a new cycle if your idea of starting a new cycle is to just do the same thing you already did. Like, what's that saying? The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result to happen. That's not how it works. There is a new opportunity here. And I think now that's kind of like, that looks like maybe that's your mentality here. It's like, dude, I've been waiting on this, and look, there's no moving past this barrier, and I'm burdened by all this, and now I have a new opportunity. I could just end this and take the new one, but let me try to figure out, is there collaboration here still? Like, are we working together still? It doesn't feel like we are, and it's like it's off balance, and now I got to decide, do I like continue holding on, or do I end the cycle and start this new opportunity? It's what it's looking like. I'm hoping that that's you making that decision and not this person doing that to you and you not having it figured out yet. Final card for you, Aries, is the Sun, Leo Major Arcana, happiest card in the deck. It's happiness, joy, bliss, harmony. I mean, the other thing it can mean is illumination. It's the card that comes after the moon in the sequence. I haven't seen the moon yet, at least not that I remember. No, I don't think so. When the moon's out, something can be hidden in the dark. There can be a secret being kept, something you don't see yet, you don't know about yet. The next step is the sun comes up, and now it's not dark anymore, and it's kind of illuminating all that stuff that was hiding in the dark. It's shining the light on it and exposing it so you can see it. So that's either happiness or something getting exposed. Tell me about the sun, please. Why is the sun the final card for Aries here? Wow. Just when it was like, okay, I understand now. And then I flip the deck over and there's the moon on the bottom. Haven't seen it yet, and here it is, telling me that this is something getting illuminated. It's also possible that it's something that you have happiness for. The moon, again, like fear, worry, and anxiety from uncertainty. I see you trying to figure out what to do. I see you carrying a burden of trying to make this decision. This could be a secret that you're keeping. It could be something hidden in the dark for you, but it could just as easily be them keeping something hidden in the dark from you, and now you're getting clued in. Maybe you saw something. Maybe you accidentally uncovered information. Maybe somebody saw it and told you about it. Not sure yet, but this is starting to look like illuminating something. Got the Knight of Wands right behind that. This is the player of the tarot deck. It's wishy-washy, in and out, back and forth. Can't stay fully committed to what I said I wanted. Sometimes somebody that rushes in passionately and tells you everything you want to hear, but then they go somewhere else passionately and tell them everything they want to hear, and plays both sides of the fence. There could be some secret player stuff happening here. This doesn't make me feel better about it. The Fool. This is the first card of the major arcana. When I told you the world is the ending of a cycle and the beginning of the next cycle, well, the next cycle begins back at the beginning. Card 0, the Fool. This is a complete cycle between the two of you, like beginning to end, new beginning again. It can also represent foolish behavior, taking unnecessary risks or risks outside of a connection here, keeping all that hidden in the dark. This is also taking that blind leap of faith on something where I don't know what all the steps are yet. I don't know what the end result is going to be of doing this. I'm just going to go for it. I'm going to leap off the cliff and I'll figure out how to grow wings on my way down. I'll figure this out as I go along. But that doesn't feel like what it is telling me here. It feels like it's talking about foolish behavior and risk taking in like this player type of a sense. Now, it could also be saying that you've got all this uncertainty about what to do and you keep flip-flopping back and forth. Like 1 minute you want to leave and the next minute you want to keep sticking it out and you keep changing your mind. And this could just be advice to say, dude, shit or get off the pot. Pick one, do one, just go. When I clarify the Sun, I get the Wheel of Fortune, King of Wands, Ace of Wands. The Wheel of Fortune is a change in luck and fortune. In terms of zodiac signs, it's the 4 fixed signs, just like the world: Leo, Taurus, Aquarius, Scorpio. This is a change in luck and fortune. If things are going good, this is that pivotal moment where the wheel spins the other way and you wrap around a telephone pole. If things are going bad, this would be like trying to turn the wheel the other direction and straighten us back out and get us back on the path and like correct course. This can sometimes represent feeling like something is fate or destiny, like it's a fated event, like something is supposed to happen. It can even be a repeating cycle of something happening. It's here with the Sun, so there's some sort of a change to the happiness. Could also be trying to turn the wheel the other way and get back to a place where there is happiness, but it's in the row with like teamwork and a wall being in the way. Next, I have the King of Wands. This is either Leo or Sagittarius energy, depending on how you view that, what school of thought you're from. This is a bold, passionate, fiery, determined person who knows exactly what they want. They go after it. They don't take no for an answer. They don't let obstacles stop them. This is, I'm going to find a way to get what I want, or I'm going to make a way to get what I want kind of an energy. It's also the pinnacle of the wand suit, and the wand is next card. That's the phallic symbol of the deck. It represents the male you-know-what, using it to do you-know-what, sexual energy, all that fun stuff. Passionate new beginning. He's the pinnacle of that suit. So this isn't just a driven, motivated person in the normal sense. They're also driven and motivated by passion and desire and sex. It's right beside an energy that could be juggling two people and a burden. This could also represent you have happiness tied to them. You're viewing them as very charming, attractive, good looking. You have a lot of passion and desire for them. But in the center of that is a change. Ace of Wands is a new beginning in passion and desire, passionate new beginning. The male you-know-what. There's an energy of wanting to hold on tightly to something and not let go of it. Oh. Take that however that resonates for you, but that could be perceived as like, yeah, that part of the equation is really good and I would like to hold on to that. Even if we do have an ending, it could be that. And it could also be that there's an ending of a cycle and beginning of a new one because someone followed their wand and changed everything and changed the happiness. And this could be you still potentially wanting to hold on to it. But again, I get the feeling that you flip-flop back and forth on that. The only thing that has nothing to go with it in a row is this new physical opportunity presenting itself. And I'm hoping that this is you having a new opportunity to get what you want and to get happiness and to like make some kind of a pretty dramatic change that would like put you in the right direction. Happiness is central over here in the energy that's affecting you both. Your person's energy. First card's the most important. We got your major arcana card, the Emperor, central to their energy, Ace of Cups. And their final card came out as 2. We got the 4 of Cups and the Ace of Pentacles together. The Emperor is the Aries Major Arcana card. It's an energy of control. It's about taking control, taking charge of a situation, putting together a plan to get what I want, executing the plan. It's the person that calls the shots, makes the rules, sets the boundaries. They're in charge. Tell me about the Emperor, please. Why is that the first card here? Aries person. Three of Wands, Aries energy. This is, again, the early stages of manifesting something. The Emperor is also a master manifester because he has all the tools, abilities, resources to put together that plan to get what he wants and execute it. This is someone who's already decided what they want. They've chosen the path that gets them there. They've chosen the path that they're leaving behind. They're taking steps down the path they've chosen, taking actions to try to create what they want. And they're at the spot where they believe it's going to happen. It just hasn't yet, and I'm waiting on it. It's probably something that they wanted yesterday, whatever it is. This Knight of Pentacles is the slowest knight in the deck. Very slow, methodical forward movement. It can be really frustrating energy when you want something to happen like right now, and it's like the snail's pace, the slow drip. It's like forced patience. Damn. This looks like I'm setting boundaries. I'm dictating policy. I'm calling the shots. I have a plan. I'm working toward it. I'm waiting on something that's not moving fast enough for my taste. And the thing I'm waiting on, 6 of Swords. That's the shared energy affecting you both. Moving away, like leaving something behind and moving forward into the future. There's this very calculated energy here. and a sense of something unfair, unbalanced going on. I'm hoping that this isn't saying that your happiness being tied to them is an unbalanced thing, like it shouldn't be, and maybe logic and truth and facts are telling you that that's the case, but still having trouble deciding whether or not to accept that. When I clarify the Emperor, 5 of Cups, the Lovers, Page of Wands. 5 of Cups is Scorpio energy. 5s are conflict. This is like an emotional loss. It's negative feelings, negative emotions. The person on the card is looking at these 3 cups that have been spilled. The 3 of Cups represents being together, being united and celebrating. Only it's spilled, meaning we're not together anymore. This is like sadness and remorse and regrets. There's still 2 upright cups in the background. That represents a connection that I can still feel. That's one of the explanations for it. This would be like the connection I still feel is causing me to continue focusing on the loss of it and not having it anymore, and feeling the loss and feeling that gap in my life. It's causing negative emotions. This is about like what you focus on dictates what you feel. The other thing that this could mean is third party love triangle is what spilled this, and there's a choice about another connection, or a choice between 2 people looming in the background. It could be either of those. The next card doesn't really clear that up much because it's the Lovers, the Gemini Major Arcana card. This is a powerful love connection between 2 people, but this is more about the interconnectedness between people and the effect our choices have on each other. A long time ago, this card used to be called the Choice, so it's literally about that interconnectedness between us. It can represent a choice about this connection with you. It could represent that they have a choice between lovers, and there's some sadness and remorse about that. It could be that there's a third party involved, and now there's a choice about the connection in the background. And maybe they're keeping all of this to themselves. The Emperor doesn't really tell people his business because he's the boss. Page of Wands, news, messages, communications about passion and desire, passionate messages happening. It's also the minor arcana version of the Fool. Oh, excuse me. This is a toned down version, though. The Fool would just jump off the cliff and worry about it on the way down. This is, I'm going to dip my toe in the water. This is, I have the willingness to take the very first steps down this brand new path towards something I have passion and desire for. Looks like what that is Ace of Cups. That's central to their energy and new beginning in love and emotion, some new opportunity in that sense. Sometimes this can be trying to fill the cup back up between the 2 of you, but I don't see anything out here that seems to be talking about reconciliation. I got way too much endings, cutting it off, moving on, leaving it behind. Maybe some sadness and remorse about that, but there's willingness to take the first steps down a brand new path here. Tell me about this Ace of Cups, please. Why is that the central energy for Aries person of interest in January 2025? Let's get one more for that, please. 3 of Cups just flipped over and showed itself to me and went right back in the deck and didn't come out. To me, that doesn't mean the energy isn't here because it didn't come out. It showed itself to me for a reason. It just didn't come out in the open. It's not out here in the what we're willing to put on the table in front of each other kind of an energy here. I think there is a third party in the background. I've got the Knight of Pentacles underlying this Ace of Cups energy. Slowest knight in the deck. This thing that I wanted like yesterday is taking forever. It can also represent a person who knows what they're supposed to do but doesn't do it. He's got the seed of abundance, but the fields are empty in the background because he hasn't planted the seed, even though he knows he has it. He's looking at it. It can also represent a person who knows what they're not supposed to do and they do it anyway. I'm not supposed to just sit here, but that's what I'm doing. The Emperor. because I don't have to do anything I don't want to do. I'm in control here. This is my show and I'm running it. This feels like something is moving too slow for their taste, though. Yeah, 3 of Wands right behind that. So, like, frustrated emperor that's waiting on something. This is screaming forced patience, and damn it, I'm not the patient dude. I'm not the one who has to wait around. I get what I want. What I want is 6 of Swords, leaving it behind and moving forward, probably toward this Ace of Cups. When I clarify the Ace of Cups, new beginning in love, I get the Queen of Cups, Strength, Ace of Swords. Queen of Cups is Cancer energy, feminine water sign energy. If it's not talking about someone's sign, it's talking about qualities of the person. This would be a person who has a lot of love and emotions to give, that gives their love and emotions. Someone who's probably intuitive. Whether she listens to her intuition or not remains to be seen, but this is someone that they either have love and emotions for already, or this is someone that's giving them love and emotions. There's this sense, though, of like sadness and remorse and regrets, maybe even guilt. I've got Strength next, Leo Major Arcana energy. This is a difficult situation that they're going through, and it's taken all of their internal strength to make it through it. It's about being forced to like dig down inside themselves and tap into that. It can also represent that they're trying to tame this beast inside themselves. They're trying to rein themselves in, hold themselves back, not let themselves do something that would be some kind of a mistake, like trying to struggle against this internal urge or a desire that they have for something and trying to resist that piece of themselves. It could be that the choice between lovers is very difficult for them. This could be that I've got this new cup of love with potential behind it, and could be how they feel about you, even though I would expect to see you as the Queen of Wands, and it's not always how it works. So they might have love and emotions for you and have this new cup, and because they have to choose between the two of you, that's a difficult thing, and they're struggling with that. But ultimately, like this would be a case of where like I'm trying to resist something through like willpower, and eventually I'm going to wear out. Like, you don't think this little lady can actually physically control the lion, right? If it wants to go, it's going to go, and she can't stop it. Just because she's trying to contain it doesn't mean it's going to like live up to that and like listen to her. And that's usually how it works for us when we're battling against a piece of ourself. We eventually run out of willpower. We get tired, and then it gets away from us. So they lose the struggle. And then there's the Ace of Swords, which I already saw 4 cards deep in the overall energy. We got the ending of a cycle, a severing happening, a detaching and walking away. And there's the sword you would use to cut it away with. And under that is your intuition telling you something that you probably don't have facts to support. And your intuition is usually going to tell you something that you don't want to hear, something that you don't want to be true. And you don't have facts to support that. So it's like hard to listen to it for some people. And below that is the Moon, the secret, the thing that you don't know. Either one of these cards can represent that there's a secret that you don't know about, something going on that hasn't been revealed or that you haven't been made aware of yet. And I've got both of them right back to back here. But this looks like the sword that they would use to cut this connection away with, so that they can take the first steps down a brand new path, so they can leave this behind and move into their future. And I think like cold calculated logic and reason is what ultimately it comes down to, not so much emotions. But I don't think they enjoy what their emotions are telling them, and that's kind of what the King of Swords is about too, in a sense. It's not that he doesn't have emotions, he just doesn't want them to influence his decision making, so he throws them out the window. Sometimes he doesn't like the way his emotions feel, so he throws them out the window. There's some unbalance with happiness affecting them. Something unfair getting illuminated. Final card for your person, Aries, came out as 2. 4 of Cups, Ace of Pentacles. The Ace of Pentacles we've mentioned repeatedly. It's over here on your side, this physical new opportunity presenting itself. I got an emotional opportunity and now a physical opportunity. That seems like kind of hard to take it to the next level without physically having the chance to do that. 4 of Cups is Cancer energy of not being fully happy, not being fully content with what I have in front of me. So much so that I'm daydreaming about this other cup, this other thing that I believe could lead me to my happiness, this person that I could get love and emotions from, this new opportunity. Now, the 3 cups in the front can represent being together. Like, I'm not fully happy when we're together, and I've got this other person on my mind. That could be the thing that they're waiting on here. This other lover. They have happiness tied to them, and it's not quite fair. And I think that's what this column is about now. It's like you being able to see finally something that changes everything and spins it the other way, and seeing them for this person that's all passion, desire based, and having a passionate new beginning, and maybe a little bit too much sexual oomph behind them here. Tell me about this 4 of Cups, Ace of Pentacles. Why is that here for Aries, romantic person of interest in January 2025? Thank you. Knight of Wands. This is the player of the tarot deck. This is somebody who's back and forth, in and out, playing both sides of the fence. Probably good at telling you everything you want to hear, but then they're also doing that somewhere else. Queen of Swords, Gemini, or excuse me, Libra energy. This is she who knows the truth. She's holding her hand out like this because she's also fair, and she's offering someone the chance to tell their side of the story. Like, speak your truth. Go ahead. The problem is she already knows the truth. Her eyes are wide open. She's got a high view of things. She knows what's going on. And if the truth they speak to her doesn't match the truth she already knows, it's off with your head. She cuts their head off with the sword. She's about speaking the truth and cutting off the things and the people that don't line up. That seems to be the truth of the matter, is that they're in and out and back and forth and can't stay committed and probably a player. Yeah, and behind her, who knows the truth, is the moon, the secret. I think this person was seeing someone else probably for a period of time. This has been going on. That's probably what the Wheel of Fortune is referencing to, a repeating cycle of something happening. The center card in your energy is this juggling 2 people going on, and the burden associated to that, and the other association to it is King of Wands, this person I'm looking at now, who's in your energy, they're showing up as a king, and in their own energy, they're showing up as a page and a knight, and not all the way there yet. This is feeling like you're viewing them and giving them like a little more credit than they actually are worthy of. I've actually got another page out here in their energy now. It's looking like something, yeah, there's something going on that you don't know about yet. And death is what's behind it. Scorpio Major Arcana, the death of something, the ending of something, and a painful transition period that follows that. Hence something being off balance, out of balance, misaligned with happiness. Excuse me. Hiccup? I don't know what that is. When I was a kid, I would get hiccups and like couldn't stop. And now as an adult, I probably get them every day, but I'll hiccup like literally one time and that's the end of it. It's so weird. Okay, when I clarify 4 of Cups, Ace of Pentacles, I get the Empress, 7 of Cups, Page of Swords. Page of Swords is central to your energy. Oh, damn. The Empress is the mother of the tarot deck. She's always pregnant. She's always giving birth to something. In a relationship, she represents the birth of something new, usually the birth of a new relationship. It's tied with an opportunity, with probably someone that I kept thinking about all the time. Even when I was together with you, I couldn't get them out of my head. And probably did a good job of keeping that like behind the wall so you couldn't see. Yeah, that's the wall is your first clarifier over here in a period of time where there was something behind the wall. Seven of Cups is Scorpio energy, options, choices, confusion about the options and choices. There's a lot of different cups here. There's a lot of different ways I could go here, and I don't want to pick the wrong cup and make a mistake. The smoke can represent clouded judgment, clouded decision making. I don't see clouded decision making here as much as the smoke can also represent a smoke screen or someone blowing smoke up your ass, trying to like obscure the vision so you can't see that I've got other options, trying to like hide something so you can't see it, so you can't figure it out. It's right beside strength. I'm having a difficult time containing myself with these options and this choice that I have between lovers. I'm struggling with that. Final card here to clarify this, Four of Cups, Ace of Pentacles, is the Page of Swords. This is trying to figure something out, trying to learn something, investigating, thinking about something, being confused about the options. This can represent emotional confusion, and in the shared energy is the pinnacle of like, let's throw emotions out the window and let's decide based on what I can see in front of me, what I can see, what's illuminated in front of me. And sure, it's not the most fair thing in the world, but I've got the willingness to take the first steps. I'm communicating with this person about what I want and my interest level. I'm cutting something away with you. And that's what this page is looking at, trying to figure out, how do I sever this? How do I cut this off? How do I make the decision that needs to be made here? And this is about cutting away something that's not in balance so balance can be restored. And it's almost like their happiness is not in balance because they're not fully happy in the connection. And they're thinking about this other thing. And I think this is them trying to figure out what to do about their options here and this new thing that they've birthed. And how do I cut this off with you so that I can get what they would view as balance here? This is definitely looking like someone who is detached from you, who has probably severed this connection. And if they haven't actually done it yet, you can probably feel that it's coming. And there is going to be a new opportunity for you, it would appear. Like I said, unless this is just the card that's left over on your side because it's their opportunity. And it's like, what do I do with this?